We see that all of the data spaces projects being built in Europe have common data sharing infrastructure need. Project developers find it very difficult to pool their developments, including on low infrastructure layers, because they are put in competition with each other on public tenders. Infrastructure actors working on their own do not naturally display a desire to fund their common layers, nor in an independent way, nor by pooling their efforts. And they prefer to direct their fundings towards use cases and business applications. Some projects, though, are working towards these mutualizations of low-level infrastructure funding, but they encounter difficulties in their financing. This inability of our players to join forces and pool their efforts is a chance for the hyperscalers. However, in Europe, we already have all the talents and skills to cover the entire value chain. Our role with Gaia-X is to change this mindset. Our belief is that EU should not be satisfied with becoming only a startup continent, because the more it builds business-oriented startups, the more it paradoxically amplifies its dependencies, these startups being great consumers of the technical and marketing services offered by hyperscalers. To protect our tech ecosystems and to become truly systemic, EU must also become an infrastructure continent. It is a strategic turning point. The goal is not to create a single super champion, a European GAFA, but rather to succeed in federating a multitude of players, such as talented startups, that are too isolated and unable to scale. We want to allow those talents to join forces by packaging them into a competitive end-to-end offer. This alternative offer would be a commercial opportunity for European clouds, which are suffering from hyperscalers' competition, who lock customers into their closed ecosystems. We must facilitate the emergence of an infratech composed by partners based on digital commons and high interoperability. This is a condition for our strategic autonomy, our sovereignty. It will be a major legacy for entrepreneurs and citizens. Europe must be able to define and propose a new form of data sharing architecture, which corresponds to its own objectives of sovereignty and the safeguarding of fundamental rights. The European approach is more decentralized and democratic than hyperscalers' approaches. Developing the infrastructure of data sharing consists of creating a cloud data AI interoperability overlay that will be able to integrate with or add to existing cloud offerings to create a virtualized and decentralized link between the business service of a multitude of players. In one word, there is none ambition more Gaia-X than Infotech. We must take advantage of the framework provided by Gaia-X to become fully involved in the standardization efforts. Thierry Breton wants to make Europe a leader in standards. We do believe, as him, that it is necessary to pool the actions of European players, institutions, large groups, startups, academics, and to help them participate in the standardization effort in order to become a global standard setter. Digital commons are key. They will ensure a technical and financial level playing field for the infratech. Open source plays an active role here. It is a fundamental element for technological independence and allows to create a multi-stakeholder environment. The first open source constituents of data spaces will arrive. Not only will it be a matter of developing components, but the stimulation of the open source community will also be decisive to foster adoption and implementation of all the services that will be based on them. The simple initiative coming from the European Commission is a milestone for us. This call is a unique chance to finance an infratech as the foundation of our European sovereignty and not to feed, again, American hyperscalers. This is an ambition of Gaia-X and also of our think tank, Digital New Deal. Time is against us, so let's go for it.